Hello again there guys, Brian here at 3GR here to bring you another solid episode of my weekly Q&A show, Titled People's Questions, episode 175. We actually did get quite a lot of questions this time around, including about 3 newbies, if I'm correct about these 3 people we got near the end. So jump right into them. The first 2 questions come from a regular of mine going by the name of Philip the Darkness March, and you want to know, what did I make of the 6-minute long trailer for The Phantom Pain? I've only seen that once. I don't really feel like watching anything else for Metal Gear. I've already pre-ordered 2 copies of it. I've pre-ordered the collector's edition that we can get here in the States. I've already pre-ordered the collector's edition guidebook, and so there's really nothing more to see until the game actually comes out. So I don't feel like wanting to spoil anything, and I don't even remember much that even happened in that trailer, and I think that's a good thing. So, yeah, the trailer, Konami, I've already bought it. You don't have to throw anything else at me to try to, make me be more interested in it. I already have expectations. I don't think this is going to be nearly as good as Metal Gear Solid 3 and 4, but I'm hoping it'll be at least on par with 1, which, I'm fine with that. Your next question is, if they made a new Superman game, who would I want to be the main villain? Well, I guess it's just gotta be Lex Luthor. I think any of the super villains, I think, is a little too early, and we can't use any of the mega super villains, like someone like Darkseid or Mongol, until maybe a 3rd installment, and that's even if we even get a Superman trilogy gaming series. So the first time around, gotta stick with a classic villain, and you gotta go for Lex Luthor. Your next question is, if I were to create a game, what kind of game would it be? I went to college for game design. I don't know. I'm really bad at these games. I'm really bad at these questions. I don't know. I wouldn't want to create a game. I've seen the entire process, and it's not something I was interested in when I was done, which is why I'm trying to get into gaming journalism. So I can't really decide what type of game I would want to make, because I don't want to make games. The next 2 questions come from another regular of mine going by the name of JDS4696, and you want to know, have I seen Jurassic World? Yes, I have. I thought it was a good movie. Not great. Had some problems. I think it's better than Jurassic Park 3. However, I still think The Lost World is still slightly better. That's just my opinion. And your second question was I surprised by Jurassic World's box office? No. I think the promotion for it was done pretty well, and I think the whole shot of Chris Pratt riding with a bunch of raptors was pretty badass. I think that alone would have gotten people in. And the fact that I did notice that there were a lot of theaters that were showing this in 3D. And I've noticed that movies that actually have 3D showings usually are guaranteed to get into the billion-dollar leagues, which is why something like Avengers and something like Jurassic World would obviously get into the billion-dollar club. The next 3 questions come from BooMe78, and you want to know, did I hear about the new Transformers game that is being done by Platinum Games, and what are my thoughts? I'm a little tired of Transformers games. I mean, I love the first set of them with, Fall of Cybertron and War of Cybertron. Dark of the Moon wasn't, or the Dark Spark, that one really wasn't all that bad. The only difference I see with this one is that its art style. It looks like they're trying to do a Generation 1 Transformers game, which is fine. I'll certainly play it, but I'm not just too excited about it because it really doesn't look any different than all the other games in terms of gameplay wise. So yeah. Your next question is, what do I think of Street Fighter V, and will I be playing the beta? No. Anyone who has watched my channel long enough knows that I am not a Street Fighter fan. I'm a Mortal Kombat person. I don't think anyone can really love both franchises equally, so I can't finish a round of Street Fighter to save my life, so I will not be playing Street Fighter V. If anything, I've said this for months, I would happily trade Street Fighter V to get Rise of the Tomb Raider. I'll take that game, as make that a PlayStation exclusive, and make Street Fighter an Xbox exclusive. Take that damn thing, get it off my system, my main system anyway, and give me Tomb Raider. The next question that you have is, will I be doing a review for Arkham Knight? Yes, I will. I've already kind of beaten the game. The only thing I haven't done yet is done the Riddler trophies, which that's definitely going to take me like another 2 or 3 more days. But yes, I've already kind of mostly beaten it. I'm currently typing up my review for it, and I hope to get it up probably before the end of next week. If not, maybe if I'm lucky and I have enough time, I'll have it up by this weekend. The next 3 questions coming from the first newbie of this episode, and you go by the name of William Lowry. I hope I said that right. And you want to know, have I played the 2010 Aliens vs. Predator game, and if so, what did I think of it? Yes, as a matter of fact, I not only have played it, I actually own the collector's edition for it. And what were my thoughts? Not a bad game. I definitely had some fun with it. I mean, it's on par with the other recent Alien games. I don't think it was memorable. I mean, there were definitely some scenes that story-wise were very interesting, and I think it was nice that you got to play as a Marine, an alien, and a Predator. I thought that was cool. That was very reminiscent of the first Alien vs. Predator game, which I do believe came out on the Jaguar, which some of you guys remember that. But yeah, I thought it was a fine game. I don't for what I paid for it, I don't regret buying it. Your next question is, do I think the upcoming Deadpool movie will be good? It better be good, because this seems to be the perfect fan-created film. I mean, we've all been asking for a Deadpool movie for years. We've all said that Ryan Reynolds has to play Deadpool, which he is. And just from what I've seen, it looks like it will definitely be the Deadpool movie that all of us will love. I'm curious what the rating will be. However, I have heard of an interesting way that they can actually kind of make it an R-rated type movie, but make it PG-13 so we can actually bring in more people. And that was that if they add like a little scene where Deadpool is like cussing, but they beep it out. But he's like, what the heck's going on? Since we all know that Deadpool is so aware, and he's actually talking to the audience. He's like, well, in order to get more people to see this movie, it seems like Fox decided to bleep all my censoring. So I guess you'll be hearing me beep, 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 beep a lot during this film. And I think that'll be fun because that'll definitely be something that Deadpool likes to do. So I hope it'll be awesome. I'm sure it will be. And your last question is, what is the most bizarre glitch in the game that I've encountered? Bizarre glitch. I want to say probably I think it was in Assassin's Creed Unity, when I kept falling through the ground, I guess. I mean, that game was glitchy as hell, so I wasn't surprised. So I guess constantly falling through the ground in Assassin's Creed Unity, which is why I kind of stopped playing them after Black Flag. I tried to get into Rogue, it was boring. Unity was just broken, so I'm done with Assassin's Creed. The next 2 questions coming from another newbie going by the name of Jansen 10 Uncle, which is spelled a little weird. And you want to know, what is my opinion on Nintendo and the Wii U? I'm not really on good terms with Nintendo. You know, I don't like how they treat some of their customers and some of their consumers. In terms of the Wii U, I'm not going to get a Wii U. I think personally, this is just my opinion. If you're a gamer or you're an adult gamer, I don't really see a reason to even pick up a Nintendo Wii U or a Nintendo system, even for the next Mario game or next Metroid game or the next Star Fox or any of the classics, simply because that system is not for core gamers. I think the only reason anyone should get a Wii U is if you have a great group of friends you all want to play together, or if you have kids. I think I've outgrown Nintendo now. I mean, I would happily go back and play some of their older games, like Sega Genesis games, or Super Nintendo games, or even GameCube games, but their current state, I'm just not interested in. The next question is, what are my 3 must-buy games for the PlayStation 4 so far? I wouldn't say any of the games I have are must-own games. I don't think we have any system sellers just yet. I mean, some people would say Bloodborne, but I couldn't even get through an hour of that game. So I think out of all the games I do own, I can't really pick any of them because I don't believe any of them are system sellers. And your last question is, what game or games do I wish they would remaster for the PlayStation 4? None. Because there's no point. If there's anything I've learned about the last generation of gaming, is that keep all your old games and keep your old systems plugged up, because they are going to be releasing God of War 3 remastered for the PlayStation 4, and I'm not going to get that because I can simply play God of War 3 right now on my PlayStation 3, and it looks just as good in my opinion. I have no problems with how it looks. I don't really see a major graphical leap between the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4, so any remasterings they plan to do for a PlayStation 3 game, I think are just going to be pointless, in my opinion. And the last set of questions come from the last newbie, who probably has the best newbie name that I've heard in a long time, and he goes by the name of Atlas Ultima. And just to let you know, Ultima is like my favorite spell in Final Fantasy, so that's why I liked it so much. And your first question is, if they were to make another Infamous game, what kind of story would they go with, and what are my personal thoughts on Deslin? I really wish they had knocked off Cole at the end of 2. I really hope they bring him back. I miss playing as him very much, and I don't think he's actually dead. I think maybe he might be just in hiding. And in terms of Deslin, I really didn't like him nearly as much. I mean, he was an okay character, but whether he was a good guy or a bad guy, depending on how you played him, he was still kind of an asshole character. And I really didn't like him. And his powers, I think he was just too powerful. I mean, I like that having multiple powers, it gave you options, but I kind of like just sticking with one power and mastering and using it in all these various different ways. And that's why I always like playing as Cole more than Deslin. I don't think he's a bad character, I just not a big fan of his. Your next question is, if another Resident Evil game comes out, what do I think what would a new protagonist be? Wait, what? Would I think a new protagonist is welcomed, or have a returning protagonist and return? Well, kind of weird how you typed it, but do I think they should add a new protagonist? At this point, they can do whatever the hell they want. I mean, do I think they'll bring any old protagonists back? I'm sure Jacob Muller will make a return. Sherry could make a return. Jill could make a return. I've heard rumors that they might want to bring Rebecca back, which I would hate that, since Rebecca sucks. As crazy as it sounds, I actually wouldn't mind seeing Ashley Graham come back. And I know some of you guys are thinking, what? Ashley Graham, that whiny little blonde girl from Resident Evil 4? It's like, look, if they can make a tiny, useless child from Resident Evil 2 into a badass character, I can't see why they can't do that with Ashley. I mean, if there's one thing I've noticed, is that out of all the characters, I think Leon and Claire tend to inspire weak characters into becoming badasses, so I could easily see them do that with Ashley. So that's just a couple of my thoughts. And the last question of the episode is, if Devil May Cry 5 is a sequel to the story of 4, which, let's be clear on this. I don't want a sequel to 4. I want a sequel to 2, because 2 is already a sequel to 4. People are very confused about the timeline. The order in which the games are done, it goes 3, 1, 4, then 2. So if you want a sequel, then say you want a sequel to 2, because that's what I want. Anyway, and continue on. Would you like Virgil to come back? And if so, how do you think they might pull it off? I think Virgil could come back, probably with the use of maybe Nero. I know that my theory is that, like, part of Virgil's soul is maybe in Nero's arm, which is why he has that arm. And so maybe if they do something with some magic, they might be able to maybe take Nero's arm and, you know, recall Virgil's soul and give him a new body. I think that'd be pretty cool. And with that, those are the questions that you guys sent for this particular episode. I'd like to thank the 6 of you, if I remember correctly, for making this episode possible. If you guys have any more questions that you would like me to answer in next week's episode, make sure you type them into me in the comments down below. Make sure you keep it to only 3 questions per person. And if you like this video, feel free to like, comment down below, and please subscribe to check me out my future episodes, people's questions every Friday. And like always, thank you guys for watching. You're awesome, and I'll see you next time.